So the very first objective for the attackers on Eichenwalde is pretty tough to get through if you don't know what you're doing. So I did a little bit of research, and there are two distinct ways, distinct flanking routes that you guys can take. Now this first flanking route is going to revolve around that fallen bastion unit. Right now I'm using Genji, but you can use it with a bunch of other heroes. I will get into that in a bit. But all you really got to do is, once I stop showing you guys a choke point, good god, is basically climb up on the robots here and just do a jump and into a swift strike. Now I'm gonna pause it here. You guys can see the edge of this roof, right? You have the left side and the right side. I'm gonna go down the right side for this demonstration, but I would usually suggest you guys go down the left, just because the left offers a bit more cover. Now this jump will get you past the choke point, so it's really up to you whether or not to continue down the objective or to help out your team by really hitting the enemy team's backline support and stuff like that. Anyways, I'm going to show you this jump again, and this time I'm going to go left, and as you guys can see, it's quite a bit safer, I would say. You know, you have the cover, you have the health pack right here, less likely to get noticed, and you can kind of start capping that payload. Now, another hero you guys can use this with is, of course, Pharah. Just kind of jump onto Bastion's dead brother here, onto the robots, and you basically just, boost and fly on over. I would go left side, and I kind of fuck up here, but same kind of idea, back into the back lines. Now you can get really nifty and do a rocket jump into the boost, and that should be able to carry you over. It takes a little bit more practice, will do 40 damage to yourself, but if you can get the timings down, it's a bit faster. Of course, you're damaging yourself. I would honestly just do the first method I showed you guys. But anyways, there are a couple of other heroes that can also do this jump. The ones that come to mind are ones like Winston, D.Va, Junkrat. Widowmaker's another good one. I'll show you guys how to do it right here. Basically, all you guys gotta do is to line up your grappling hook to the right side, I was gonna say left, right side of that chimney, and you're pretty much good to go. A little jump timing is required for that grappling hook. But yeah, let's move on to another set of flanking routes. Now, the next set is going to revolve more around the right side of the attacker spawn area. I'm going to be using Genji to show you guys one way to approach this. Now, all you guys got to do is wall climb, jump once, and swipe forward or swift strike forward. It'll bring you past the choke point here. Now, an alternative is to swift strike to the right slightly, and this will bring you way past the choke point. Like, in my opinion, this is way better than the other way I showed you. So yeah, all the way back here, payload is in sight, and there's a choke. Like, this is just an amazing flank, in my opinion. Very easy to pull off. Now, if you're feeling fancy and you want to show off, here's another way to do it. Would not recommend doing this. Basically, double jump into the wall climb, into a swift strike, and as you guys can see, I barely made it. Just showing this to show it is possible to do it this way, though I wouldn't exactly recommend it because the other way just seems much more efficient. Like, this has a very small margin of error. But if you guys prefer this way, there you guys have it. For me, I prefer the previous method I showed you guys. It's just a bit easier to land. Now, of course, you can always use other heroes to get around this point. Pharah is an easy one to do. Just kind of drift around the corner and then boost when you're about out of fuel. This is a very easy one to perform with Pharah. Another one is Lucio. I wouldn't exactly recommend doing this with Lucio, even though it's really easy, just because Lucio can't do that much from the back. You know, his damage isn't that amazing at all. Sure, I guess you could back cap a little bit, but I think in general, Lucio's better off, sticking with his teammates. On the other hand, D.Va's not half bad for doing this flank with. For the longest time, I couldn't figure out how to do it, but basically the trick is to point the nose of the mech upwards slightly while you're boosting. As you guys can see, I was really surprised, so I did it again. I ended up doing it like 4 times in a row perfectly. I am pointing the nose of the mech up tiny bit, and as you guys can see, I land safely every time. Now, I'm sure there are many more ways to kind of get around the first choke point with different heroes, but I'm gonna close with this last bonus one. Not really a flank, but I figured I'd put it in here. It's with Mei, and you kind of jump up on that bridge. But yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If it's been helpful, let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button, and I guess until next time, guys, I'll see you around.